March 2021 edition, Vendor Approvals. Hello there, welcome back to the 6th edition of this series, brought to you by the Compliance Department. Here, we will be discussing vendors' approvals and why it is important to have controls in place for approving and onboarding vendors or third-party suppliers. Number 1. What is a vendor or third-party supplier? A vendor is a company or entity that provides goods and services to the college, such as office supplies, waste management, or maintenance. A third-party supplier is a company or entity with whom the college has a written agreement to provide a product or service on behalf of the college, such as filing, in-house cleaning, or IT services. Number 2. How does AARCOE manage its approval process for vendors and suppliers? Perform due diligence during the vendor or supplier vetting phase. Perform site visits where appropriate. Ensure vendor or supplier business documentation meet regulatory requirements. Annually review vendors and suppliers' documentation for validity. Number 3. Why is compliance involved in the process to approve vendors? To manage conflict of interest risks. To ensure that vendors and suppliers are compliant with local authorities relating to their scope of business. To identify and manage vendor or supplier risk. Number 4. What is the current vendor and supplier approval process at AARCOE? Number 1. Departments identify the need for a new vendor or supplier. Number 2. Completing the AARCOE vendor registration form. Number 3. Completing the conflict of interest declaration. Number 4. Nominated department procurers check the completed application along with the required documentation and then hand to compliance for approval. Number 5. Compliance verifies the application for approval. Number 6. The requesting department is notified of successful onboarding to finalize procurement process. That's all for now. Feel free to visit our SharePoint to keep up to date with our latest publications.